Hey guys, Caden here. Super excited to serve you today with this video. I'm going to be covering why Amazon is one of the best businesses to start with reselling and how it can totally leverage your business to get to that next level. All right. The reason being it's so huge is because number one, you don't have to do any marketing. Number two, you have to have hardly any creativity because you're just selling products that already sold well in the past. And then number three, there's hardly any overhead. You're not starting a store. You don't have to do a website. You don't have to do any of that stuff. Amazon is the brand that you're selling through and they create the leads for you. So you're just getting the products that sell quickly and have sold well in the past. So it's very, very data driven. Anyways, let's dive right into it. Just want to cover all this for you guys to provide as much value as possible. So diving right into it, this video, again, we're going to be covering 0 to 50K a month on Amazon. Let's start off with it. Where do you even start? It's a very confusing process if you don't know what you're doing, which is why I'm going to break down all the keywords in this video and the things that you should know just when you're starting out, right? And time frame wise, if you're beginning a reseller, this is not for you. This should be something that you should be shooting for probably 2 to 4 months in your business, right? Your first probably 60 to 120 days. You could probably start getting towards Amazon, but it's not for beginners because of there is a little bit of a setup process, right? On other platforms like Goat, StockX, I mean, you can just give them your email, hop on. Amazon's a little bit more complicated than that, and I'll cover that in this video. But this is really great when you want to scale, all right? When you really want to scale, kind of take your business to the next level, that's what I would use Amazon for, and that's what it's so great at. So let's dive right into that now. Why is Amazon so great? Again, a few reasons. Who doesn't know about Amazon? Ask your grandma, ask your aunt, ask whoever in your family, ask any friends. They're all going to tell you they know about Amazon. Ask them if they know about StockX or Goat, right? Or Mercari or some of these other platforms. They probably haven't heard of them, right? Maybe a few of them have, but every single person in your life, not everyone, but I would say 90% of the people in your life have definitely heard of Amazon. Probably everyone, honestly, because of how big it is. Again, as you can see on here, there's 200 million Prime subscribers alone on Amazon. People that just pay for Amazon Prime. That's crazy. And again, like I said here, I guarantee you at least one of them wants to buy a shoe or some product from you, right? Which is why you should be on there. And let's talk about slow sales. A lot of people complain, oh, my sales aren't very quick. What can I do to improve them? Well, you're not on the #1 platform in the world, right? Which gets the most views, most orders, most sales than any other platform, probably even combined, all right? That's how powerful Amazon is. So let's talk about how we can actually take advantage of that, all right? This is exactly why Amazon is the easiest platform to scale to 20 to 50K months and even past that because the amount of volume is on there, right? You have so many buyers from all over and you can meet really any clientele. I mean, there's parents who are buying kids stuff on there. There's parents that are buying stuff from themselves, right? You can literally buy anything on Amazon, which is why it's such a good marketplace to sell on, right? Because they have so much different products. And then on top of that, stuff actually sells higher on Amazon compared to StockX and Go. Why? Because of the competitive advantage that you get your product in 2 days or even 1 day or even the same day in some cases with Amazon. The actual idea that you're buying your groceries, your cat food, your dog food, whatever that thing is that you're buying on Amazon, guess what? You can throw in a Tinder shoe in there as well with your order and get it shipped to your house in 2 days. That's the beauty of Amazon. That's why people prefer it so much because they're already doing their shopping on there. Why would they go onto a platform like StockX and Goat that they've never used before and complicate it? Or even go to the Nike app. Why would they do that when they could just go buy it off of Amazon because it's so simple? People love simplicity. And if it doesn't distract anything from their life, they're going to do it. If they need a new pair of shoes or whatever it is, they're going to buy it from Amazon, right? So that's the big part of it. And they have a huge customer base, obviously. So let's talk about FBA. FBA, you guys have probably seen this word before. I've talked about it. There's a ton of other people probably on Instagram, YouTube that you've seen talk about it because FBA is literally just the name of selling on Amazon. It stands for Fulfillment by Amazon. And what that means is, as you can read here, you're taking an item, right? Let's say it's a golf ball. You take this item, you ship it to Amazon. This is the item you want to sell, right? You ship it to Amazon. They store it there for you under a listing, right? And then once that item sells at the Amazon warehouse, Amazon worker comes, boxes it up, ships it out to the buyer, and that's it. You're done. Like you just get paid once the item sells. So you could think of it as kind of like consignment with Amazon doing FBA. And it's awesome because guess what? What's the only work you have to do? Buy this golf ball, box it up, ship it to Amazon. That's it. Like then you're done. They store it there for you, and then once it sells, you just get paid. So it's pretty passive for the most part after you do the sourcing. And then again, on top of that, they do all the fulfillment on your behalf. So Amazon takes care of all of that stuff, which allows you to spend more time, guess what? Making more money by sourcing. Sourcing is actually what makes you the money, right? Selling is just the transfer of that money to your pocket, okay? If you're sourcing good deals, you're gonna get paid for it. Amazon does the work for you, which is great. And like I said earlier, stuff on Amazon actually sells higher than other platforms, which is huge. I mean, you get paid more to do less work. It's pretty awesome, right? Again, Amazon is very difficult to master, and you're going to run into a lot of problems. There's a lot of things that can happen. All right, but I'm going to cover the basically first steps of creating an Amazon store, getting actually started on Amazon, and then ultimately scaling. All right, here are the 5 steps to it that I wrote out here This is exactly what I teach my ARCP clients, my one-on-one clients: opening, equipping, sourcing, scaling, succeeding. And basically, if you follow that order, it's going to be very, very easy and straightforward to scale. All right. So diving into it, first, you need an Amazon seller's account. This is really simple, but it's a little bit more complicated than just giving your email. Okay. There's a few steps to it, but it should take you probably 10 to 15 minutes to do it. Go to Amazon Seller Central. You're going to enter in your info. You're going to give them your data. That's really it. And then you can have an account. There is a little bit of a setup process. It'll probably take about a week to end up getting an account fully. I do recommend getting an LLC, okay? You can totally sign up without one. You don't need one, but I recommend getting an LLC for a few reasons. Obviously, liability protection. You can get more business credit, which is huge, just more capital in general. But you don't necessarily need one. I recommend getting one though. Like I said, this is not a beginner thing. So if you're a beginner, totally watch this video, finish this video. It's totally fine. But probably 2 to 4 months from now, you'll actually be able to use this stuff in here. So by then, again, you're going to probably want an LLC at that point too, to get all those benefits and the tax write-offs and whatnot. Okay. So by the time you're watching this video, if you're ready, you're probably would know that you're ready because you have an LLC, you'll have all this stuff set up. Like the pieces will be in place for you to actually implement this into your business. It's just a matter of fact of when you're going to do it. All right. So super, super easy for the setup. A little bit more complicated than, like I said, than StockX and Go. It's not just giving your email. There's like a little bit of a setup process. You guys won't have any problem. Again, go to Amazon Seller Central. You can't miss it, or just Google how to set up an Amazon seller's account. They'll give you the link. It's super, 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 super simple. Right. But that's obviously the first step. Number 2 would be equipping. Here's what's so cool about Amazon: the amount of data on there. It's an extremely data-driven platform. And what I mean by that is we solely base our decisions on whether we're going to buy an item or not, solely based on the data that we're provided. So if you guys are good with numbers, Amazon's going to be your best friend. We're not buying a shoe just because we think the colorway looks good or it's a Jordan 4 and it's popular. Quite frankly, Jordan 4s, Dunks, that doesn't even really sell on Amazon. That's not the right platform for it, right? Think about it. Who's the actual buyers on Amazon? Is it teenagers or sneakerheads? Like, I've never bought a sneaker off Amazon. Have you? How many sneakerheads are going to Amazon to buy Dunks and Jordans? No one is, right? So that's not the right marketplace for it. This type of stuff is. And this is just an example. I'm going to talk more about this later, but these free runs, for example, this is the perfect shoe. It's a woman's running shoe. This is exactly what you would be looking for with Amazon. And the cool thing with Amazon is, as you can see here, it'll tell you how quickly this shoe is selling, the average profit that it's getting, and then also the ROI that you're going to get per flip. So and this is something you can check in store on your phone. So literally Amazon sourcing is for in-store sourcing. What it is for me, I go to a store, I see shoes on the shelf, I scan it with either my phone or a barcode scanner just like this. And then with the right services and softwares, it'll tell me all this information. So I know beforehand how much money I'm going to make on this item, whether I buy it or not, right? And it basically goes green, and green to me means good, right? Red means bad. This is a good example of a shoe that you would purchase. And guess what? If it's bad, you go to the next shoe, right? Price over product. It's the price that actually determines the shoe, whether it's worth it or not. So as you can see here, this shoe retails it doesn't show the retail, but this shoe retails $100. It's reselling for 110. Would you guys buy this shoe at $100? Of course not, right? What if I told you could probably find this shoe at an outlet for around 30 to 40 bucks? That's a really, really, really great purchase, right? And I'm telling you, this is a shoe that you will find at outlets because I've seen them at outlets for the same price, and it's very, very easy to cop. Not a lot of demand, right, in terms of hype reselling. So that's a good thing. Few services I recommend you guys get. You can download these for free. Keepa and Inventory Labs. They do have paid versions of it, which when you start selling on Amazon, yeah, you should get the paid versions. But get these. You can basically see some markets and some graphs of any product on Amazon, which is really valuable. Another tool I recommend, and I don't have it up here, AMZ Scout. AMZ Scout. Just type that in. You can download it. You can put it onto a Google Chrome extension. I recommend it because when you use it, you can actually use their AMZ fee calculator. So any product on Amazon, you can click it and it'll basically give you a fee breakdown. You can type in any amount of money that you're going to pay for the item. It'll tell you how much money you're going to make. It's really freaking cool and it's free. They do run ads on your Amazon if you do it, but I mean, it's free. So I'm cool with paying or getting it for free and seeing some ads on my Amazon page. Not the end of the world, right? But that's another one that I would recommend to you guys, right? So that's some of the equipment for Amazon. Now let's talk sourcing, right? Like I said, there's kind of 2 types of sourcing: in-store arbitrage and online arbitrage. It's just in-store and online sourcing, right? Same thing. But sourcing correctly is really the beginning of seeing your first 5-figure month with Amazon, maybe even 6-figure months with Amazon, all right? Amazon shoes, again, like I said, are completely different than any other platform. Like, they're shoes like this. So this is an example of Caleb. He's a top 10% client in our program. He's been working with us for a little over a year now. And you guys can see he just sources in bulk. But is this stuff hard to get in bulk? Look at it, guys. It's again, like I said, mom and dad running shoes, workout shoes, basketball shoes, stuff like that. I mean, besides the Jordans here, but most of that is what it is. React shoes, like just cheap shoes, because at the end of the day, that's what sells on Amazon. And this is just a Nike example, right? There's shoes that sell on Amazon that aren't only Nike. I mean, Adidas sell, Converse, like there's every single brand. You can sell that on Amazon. by going under the listing and selling it. It's pretty sweet. So it doesn't just have to be Nike. Again, I prefer Nike. I think Nike is probably the leading shoe business, honestly, right now. So a lot of people like selling Nike because, again, like I just said, it's leading the industry right now in sales. So cool thing about these shoes as well, they're a lot cheaper. You guys see what Caleb posted here. He bought 324 units, so 324 pairs, right? Took him 5 days, so a little bit of time, but he spent $12,000, and that might be a lot, which is, again, why I recommend getting the LLC so you can get that business credit. But I'm going to paint the picture of what he did. Spent $12K, he's going to make $8,000 profit, so it's a really good return. And as you can see here, 324 pairs, $12,000. I did the math. It's $37 a pair. Let that sit with you for a second. $37 a pair. How hard is it to lose money when you're paying 37 bucks a pair, guys? Tell me. It's a pretty good price per shoe ratio, I would say, for what you're paying. And again, most of these shoes, let's say you sell them for even $80. You're making a huge return on each flip. And that's on the low end of what you would sell them for, right? But $37 a pair, it's not going to break the bank. Again, when you do it in bulk, yeah, it costs more money, but this is exactly what he did. He leveraged his business credit. So he's going to spend $12,000 on his business card, right? And since this is from Nike, by the way, I'm assuming that's where he sourced, well, that's where he sourced a lot of it from. From Nike, you get 60-day free return. So you're protected on a return policy as well, which is cool. But on top of that, all he needs to do is sell 3/5 of his inventory to actually break even. We call it that break even point, right? Once you get to the break even point, you're pretty much good, right? Because then the rest is profit. So let's say, shoes from this side to the left over like this amount. Once he sells all this right here is just pure profit. So he can wait as long as possible to sell this. Makes sense? He basically sells $12,000 worth of shoes, pays off his card, and then he's in the green. Anything else that he has is just pure profit once it sells. That's the beauty of it. And that's what I recommend. That's how you leverage other people's money. So you don't have to use a penny of your own money. He spent $12,000 of someone else's money, flipped it, paid off his card, and got to keep probably an extra, 100 pairs of shoes, 80 pairs of shoes that are pure profit. That's how you do these reselling businesses, and that's how you can leverage other people's money if you have low capital, right? That's kind of a different lesson there, but that's basically what that looks like. Here's the other cool thing about Amazon. If you read this here, Amazon sourcing should add to your business only. It's not going to take anything away. Ask yourself, are you actually sourcing these shoes? Probably not. Why? Because these don't even sell on other platforms, the platforms you're on right now. They don't sell on your platforms. So because of that, you're not actually sourcing them. They only really sell on Amazon, which means guess what? If you buy them, they're only going to add to your business. Those of you who are watching this video doing hype shoes maybe right now, this is only going to add to your business. It physically cannot take away from it because it's stuff you're not doing right now, right? It might add some time to your business. You might have to do a little bit more work. But a lot of you guys are maybe going to outlets or sourcing online already. You're scrolling past or walking past shoes that can make you money just because you're not selling on other platforms already, right? This is really, really cool because it doesn't take away anything from your current business. So for example, you come to me and say, hey, Caden, I'm making $2,500 a month from reselling right now. I want to get to 5,000. I'd say, congrats, man. That's awesome. Are you on Amazon yet? And you'd say, no. Okay, well, guess what? This is what we're going to do to get you to $5,000. We're just going to add Amazon in. Okay, it doesn't take away anything from your current business. It only increases it. So any of you guys who are watching this video that are anywhere from $0 to even $10,000 a month in your reselling business, that's great. Adding something in your business that you're currently not doing is only going to make your business go up. That's what's so huge about Amazon and why this type of reselling is big, because again, it adds more to your business, which allows you to diversify, and it doesn't take away from your current business. I'm not going to tweak anything you're currently doing. Just add this in and you'll see your numbers go up. All right. Let me give you guys a live example. So this is a live example posted in our server for our clients. And this is actually still purchasable, right, at the time of this video. So online sourcing example, this shoe right now, I'm going to show you guys. This is what it is on Nike, and I'll show you how we get it so cheap, okay? So this shoe is about 80 bucks on Nike right now. You guys can see this. Rakuten just popped up. Rakuten's a free cashback service. If you guys didn't know, I'd go download it if you don't have it already. But they're giving 8% cashback plus an additional 20% cashback or 20% off with Nike's code SCHOOL20. And you guys can see basically a full size, run size 10.5 is the only one missing there. Not a big deal because you can sell on all these different listings as well. Okay, and this was actually in stock earlier today when I was on here. So anyways, let me show you how we get these actually cheaper. So I'll go to my calculator here, pull up my calculator, right? I'm gonna put 80 bucks, let's just do 80 bucks because that's how much it is, times 0.8, that's 20% off. Then we're gonna get it an additional 8% off because of the cashback, right? And then on top of that, we're going to get an additional 3% cashback if you use your Apple Card at Nike. That's what I recommend you guys use. So it's going to give you an additional 3%, not much, but it helps you save some. So you're probably paying around 57 bucks a pair, right? That's really what it looks like here. That's how much you'd be paying. But on top of that, you might have, I don't know, some sales tax or whatever. So we just put it in here that the cost per pair is 60 bucks. Cool. So let's say you paid $60 per pair, right? Maybe you have to ship it to Amazon or whatever, right? It's probably going to cost you $1 or $2 per shoe, but paid $60 per pair. This item, and again, this is live data. This is exactly how we do the sourcing. I see this and I know how much money I'm going to make on the shoe before I even go. So $60, it's selling for around $111, $27 profit, 44% ROI. Come on, that's crazy. That's a really, really great ROI, really, really great profit. But this is where it gets insane. Check the sales numbers. 854 sales per month in the last 30 days. How crazy is that? Right? So if we look at this here, 854 times the profit, you can make $22,000 on this listing alone. Again, you're not going to sell all the shoes on this listing alone, obviously. But this listing alone is generating $22,000 in profit. If you were sourcing at $60, let's say you buy this for $30, your profit's even higher. But if you sourced all these shoes at $60 and sold them at the sales price, that's the ROI you're going to make and the profit you're going to make on this flip. That's just one shoe on Amazon. It's generating $22,000 per month, right? Add in 3 more, add in 5 more, add in 10 more different shoes. Like you diversify even more shoes, it just becomes a whole lot easier. Again, 28 shoes sold per day. How awesome is that? And you got to remember, you're not doing any of the fulfillment. You're shipping it to Amazon. They're taking care of all of it. So you could buy 28 of these. Theoretically, you could ship them all to Amazon, sell them all in one day. You probably won't sell them all in one day because there's probably other sellers on that listing as well. But that's the idea of it. Here's another example. Buy it in bulk online. This was an online purchase. These are all Nike boxes here. This is what Nike shipped to our client. Like that's all, let me go back. These are all Nike boxes. He just takes them out of these boxes, put them in a bigger Home Depot box and ships them to Amazon. They do the rest. You don't even have to hold it at your house for a day. And then they do the rest. And this was all purchased online. So it doesn't matter where you're at. If you can't get to an outlet, there's plenty of online links. In fact, we have 2 to 3 online links sent a day that you can make money on. And it's not just shoes. I'll cover it later on that you can sell practically anything on Amazon. But that's really crazy for someone like me who has been in this for a while. I mean, 800 sales per month, that's unheard of. I haven't even seen probably very rarely a hype shoe does that many sales. But you got to realize, guys, are there 854 women in the United States that want this shoe and are willing to pay $100 for it? I think so, right? And obviously they are because they're spending their money on this shoe, right? That's what's so crazy about it. You can make really good money on this stuff if you know what you're sourcing, right? Now let's talk about scaling. So you've actually started getting your first sales on Amazon. How can you actually make more money to potentially make this a full-time living, right? So let's talk about it here. The main concept of scaling is volume. Like I said earlier, the more shoes you sell, the more money you're going to make. Let's say I'm selling 100 pairs per month or per week, and you're selling 20 pairs per week. Who's going to make more money? You or me? I am. And it doesn't even matter what I'm selling. It's just because I'm selling more shoes. It's really that simple. The more shoes you sell, the more money you're going to make. And that's really what I break down to people, okay? I had a client in our accelerator who just joined, and he told me he made $500 profit in his first 30 days of working with us. And he only sold 8 shoes, right? That's a really good return for like how much work you had to do. 8 shoe sales for $500. That's great. So what do you think I'm going to tell him? You just have to sell more shoes to level up. Like get to 16 shoe sales, and then you're at 1,000, right? Get to 24, then you're at 1,500. You see what I mean? Like volume is what really, really matters. And that's what honestly gets you to the next level. So Caleb, I was showing you guys to him earlier. This guy's done $10,000 weeks on Amazon. He's done even more than that, which is crazy. And he's had days where he's sold upwards of, I think, 20 to 30 to 40 pairs of shoes. I think he sold over 40 pairs of shoes in one day. It's insane. And 40 pairs of shoes is a lot of pairs. But again, you're not doing any of the fulfillment. Amazon's doing it for you, right? So how do you actually increase volume? You diversify. So again, let me ask you this. These shoes right here, how many of you guys are actually going out and buying these types of shoes? Probably not many of you. So what if we say this? Hey, how do you increase your volume? You diversify. You get into these different areas that you're not in yet, right? That's going to increase your volume without taking away anything you're currently doing. I don't want to change your business. I don't want to change your current business. I just want to add to it, right? And by adding to it, you're going to scale. Cool? Does it make sense? Hopefully that makes sense, guys. That's what that is in scaling. That's how you're going to ultimately grow. All right. And I want to add to this scaling. Amazon's not just shoes as well, at all. Like I was saying earlier, anything on Amazon, almost anything on Amazon is already being resold. And that's what's so cool about Amazon is like, let's take this Converse, for example. There's already 1,600 sales on this Converse, or reviews, not even sales, just reviews on this Converse alone. How crazy is that? So you don't have to make a Converse. You don't have to build that brand. You don't have to, create anything to sell on Amazon. You're just munching off of a product that's already selling really well on Amazon. You're just getting cheaper than what it's selling for on Amazon. That's all reselling is, right? So look at this here, 1,000 sales per month. Come on, over 30 times per day, the shoe is selling on Amazon for a $19 profit, which is pretty good when you're making 34% ROI, right? Average stock market ROI per year is about 10%, and that's a sale that you could get 30 times per day, right? So that's a really insane ROI in a very quick moving shoe. If the ROI is a little bit lower, sometimes like this one, look at this, a lot higher ROI, but the sales are still a little bit lower. Again, 600 sales, that's over 20 times a day. That's still not slow, but you're paying $19 for this Squishmallows or whatever. These things are popular right now. Anyways, going for $60, and you're making a $24 profit, 127% ROI. You are over doubling your money by buying one of these. What happens if you buy 600 per month? You get my point. You can make a lot of money from this stuff. You just have to sell these other brands. The only thing you have to do, we didn't talk about it yet, you have to become ungated, which just means approved to sell on Amazon. You have to be approved to sell different brands like Nike, like Converse, like all these different brands. You have to be approved to sell them. And it's just, there's a process of it. We help you out with the whole process in my coaching program so you can actually go and sell this stuff. It can take up to a week. I've seen it be as long as a week. Usually it's only a few hours or a day. Okay, it's all automated. It's done by an automated person or computer at Amazon. Okay, so that's just the idea of it. But once you're approved to actually go and sell this stuff, that's part of the setup process, then you're good to go. All right. Then you can go sell this stuff as much as you want. But again, the beauty of this is you don't have to have any creativity, any knowledge, anything. You don't have to create anything on Amazon to be able to be a big shot on Amazon and make a lot of money. There's literally people making tens of $millions a year just selling other people's products on Amazon, right? I'm not at that level yet. I'm not doing tens of $millions a year, but I've seen it. And you guys probably seen it on YouTube too. These guys who own warehouse spaces and they're just flipping tons and tons of stuff on Amazon. It's crazy, but that is totally a business model. That's just really scaled up on steroids essentially, right? So yeah, and again, these are both links just provided to our ARCP clients, which is pretty cool. And it's just sent to you. So like it's a link that you can go buy at this price and sell it for this price at this monthly sale. Same thing with this. Pretty insane. Guess what? If you know how to source this stuff even cheaper, you get to make even more money on it. All right. So it's pretty freaking cool. Finally, succeeding. How do you continue to succeed on Amazon? We don't want your business to just grow up and then die down. Like, how do you stay at the top and continue to grow and see continued growth every single month? Right. Great thing about Amazon is it can practically become passive. For example, I was in South Africa earlier this year for 10 days. Guess what? My business still ran. I still made money because I don't have to physically be there for it to make money. You could shift stuff into Amazon, for example, 200 pairs or whatever it is, and just let it sit. They'll sell. You get paid for just letting it sell. The only work you really have to do is the sourcing, right? And can you outsource that? Like in the future, could you technically pay someone to buy the links that we send you? Like you don't have to physically do it. You don't have to click a button and just swipe across. Anyone can do that, right? And then they just have to know how to box it up. And then you could run a business completely passively. That's what I do. And that's what I like to help people do because it's really cool to make money in your sleep without having to do any work or out of the country, right? And that's the idea of kind of passive income. I don't like the word passive income. I don't believe it quite exists because there is some work being done, right? The work that you have to do is really just buying the shoe online and then boxing and shipping to Amazon. That's it. But there is some work that has to be done. Again, you can outsource that to someone else. But again, there is some work. You still have to manage them, right? So there's going to be work no matter what. If you don't like work, don't start a business, right? That's my that's my basically tip of the day. If you don't like work, don't start a business. But if you do good work with this, you can totally delegate it. So those of you guys who have little time, maybe an hour or two a day, that's all we recommend you need. If you only have an hour or two a day, Amazon's really great too because you can spend your time, with your family at work if that's what you want to do and still make a lot of money from this. Plus, guess what? How many of you guys, like let's say you wanted to make $100, how would you make $100? What's the quickest way you do it? A lot of you guys would probably say, oh, I'd go work my job. I'd go work my 9 to 5, right? And again, there's nothing wrong with that, but you have to physically be there. Right? You actually have to physically put in the work to actually be there and make money versus this allows you to make money without you having to physically be there. You can do the work in the past, but this is a lot more scalable. You can leverage your time a lot better, right? Because guess what? If I find those, for example, those running shoes, right, that we were looking at the free runs, there's hundreds of those sitting on Nike right now that you can buy. So you buy 100 of them, it still takes you 5 minutes of time to buy 100 of them or one of them, right? It's much more leverageable. And then you're not tied down to an hourly wage. Okay. That's the beauty of it. Okay. So once you master those 4 steps, again, you just repeat the process with Amazon. Continue to ship in, continue to do different products, and then ultimately you're going to get better and better at it. So it just becomes more second nature. That's how you actually grow a real business and a real company when everything becomes second nature. All right. That's what that is. And that's basically the whole breakdown of Amazon, right? That is A1 to step 1 to step Z. Like literally you just start out and get to there. That's the whole breakdown of it. Becomes pretty simple once you actually start implementing this stuff. All right. And again, this was just a video breakdown to break down, hey, what FBA is, how to actually get started with this business and the benefits of it. All right. I like all of those pros that you can get from this. Very little time requirement for the most part. And on top of that, it's very scalable, right? You can leverage your time pretty well with Amazon as this basically cash vehicle. So if you guys do have any questions or you do want to work with me one-on-one, extend your knowledge even further, feel free to shoot me a DM on Instagram with the keyword AMZ. That's how I'll know it was from you and you watched this video. And thank you guys for staying on here and watching this through the whole thing. I know we covered a lot, and it goes into even more details, all right? Which is why you might want coaching on this, and you might want help to actually scale your business with this, because you're going to run into issues. There's things that happen with Amazon's. What happens if you get a return? What happens if you get this and that, right? There's questions that you're going to have and questions that you need to get answered. So we can totally help you out with that. Feel free to shoot me a DM on Instagram, book a free strategy session call with us. Again, if you want to talk to me or one of my coaches completely free, you can book a call with us. Just shoot me a message on DM so we can send you our calendar and you can book with us. Like I said, completely free. We'd love to help you out and scale you with Amazon and some of our other basically reselling resources as well. But I love Amazon. And on top of that, last thing I want to say, is this business going to be here for a while? Is it here to stay? What do you guys think? I think Amazon's going to be here way after I'm dead. I really believe that. I mean, I don't think this business is going to go anywhere. It's hard to say that. Like, I don't think it could go anywhere else. It's hard to see it going anywhere else. So it's good to invest into a business that's continually growing rather than one that's going down, right? Stay out of newspapers. That's not a good business to get into. Something like this is going to continue to grow, continue to scale. You want to get in there before other people do, which is why, again, I love Amazon. So again, appreciate you guys for watching this video. If you do have any other questions, shoot me a DM on Instagram. Love to talk to you guys. And other than that, have a blessed day. Stay safe, all right? See you guys.